Isn't this the craziest season yet? So if John wins, Gisele's coming to DC. Has the bisexual Brazilian immigrant been vetted? I doubt it, but that's the point. They'll vote with Schumer 100% of the time, and Gisele becomes the star. You'll see her on MSNBC every week on the cover of Vogue. When Hunter finds out she's bisexual, he'll make a run. I'm sure the Chinese already have a folder on her. Who knows, the Chinese may already hacked into his computer translator machine. I'm sure the FBI's all over that. She's definitely not a Brazilian Fang Fang. That would really make the next season interesting.
Okay, so you want to know how you can know that the constant 24/7 right-wing attacks against John Fetterman don't seem to be working? They've turned over to just attacking his wife. And the concept of wives more generally, because they decided to throw Jill Biden in there, you see, they're the real housewives. You shouldn't respect them for a variety of reasons that he's gonna get into. Never mind that she's an activist and a nonprofit director and Jill Biden's literally a doctor. No, they're dumb housewives that you shouldn't trust. And we're gonna talk about them in explicitly sexual terms. We're gonna talk about their sexuality. We're gonna talk about the possibility that they might sleep with Hunter Biden. They might sleep with spies or something, I don't know. Whatever it is, whatever it takes to get you to accept Dr. Oz being a senator, we will say about Gisele Fetterman, because she committed the sin and the crime of being married to a politician. So for that and for no other reason, we're gonna attack her. Now, look, Jesse Waters, is his attack against her the most disgusting? Sure, probably, that title will probably stand, but he's hardly the only one. Fox has had a headline up calling her the de facto candidate for Pennsylvania Senate. You know, because as Tucker Carlson says, John Fetterman is now a post-humanist robot because he uses a voice-to-text program to communicate. He's not the only one though. A Rolling Stone writer deleted a tweet referring to Ms. Fetterman as the de facto candidate. That's about a different article than the one I just talked about. This is all over the place, that because he uses voice-to-text and she's married to him, she's the politician now or something. New York Post has a story just 3 days ago. Who's running for Senate? John Fetterman or his wife? You could have Googled it and found out that it's John Fetterman. See, he's the politician, she's his wife. He's running. It's all over Real Clear Politics and everything if you start to get confused. And so the entire thing is just condescending and disgusting and heavily misogynistic. Farron, what do you think?
Maybe that headline was actually them trying to type it into Google, but they accidentally put it in the document. And they're like, oh, well, I guess that's it now. But no, I love the fact that Republicans are always the first people to say like, oh, you can't talk about these people. You can't go after the families. You can't go after the children or the spouses. And then as soon as they get, up against a wall, they start going after the children, they go after the spouses. They do all the things that they proudly proclaim you're not allowed to do. You want to talk about China having a file on Fetterman's wife as if that matters? I mean, look, there were naked photographs that were publicly published of the former first lady. So I think any kind of horrible thing you could say, I think all of that is gone, right? There's no bar anymore. Let these people live their lives. I mean, whether you approve of it or not is inconsequential. That is stupid talk from deeply stupid people is what we're seeing right now. And it is nice though to see them take a break from being the "we want Herschel Walker in the Senate" network, which is what Fox News has been for the last 2 or 3 months. But they're kind of behind the curve on the Fetterman thing, which I've mentioned a lot is actually kind of weird. They spent so much time propping up Herschel Walker that they have let Oz just kind of fall by the wayside. So now they're picking it up. They understand people don't care that John Fetterman wears a hoodie, which was, the original attacks against him. They don't care that he's got tattoos. I mean, from what we've seen, I don't know if the stroke issue is even making that big of a deal. So yeah, let's go after his wife. She's not American, and isn't that the thing we like to trash every day here in the Fox News studio? Is anybody who wasn't born on our soil is somehow either inferior or downright evil, or both?
Yep.
And that's where they've gone with this, because nothing against Fetterman has worked. And so now we got to help out this New Jersey guy that wants to be a senator in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and it allows them, they've come up with this stuff about, they believe, literally because he has temporary hearing difficulties. They've turned that into, he is now able to be hacked via the internet. It's absolute madness. But why would they go to these extremes? Because they want to distract from the fact that Herschel Walker is one of the most uniquely unqualified individuals to ever run for Senate in the history of America. They don't want to grapple with that, and so they turn to John Fetterman is literally shareware or something. And by the way, like if you want, like their whole thing here is Gisele Fetterman could be flipped by China for being bi or so. I don't even know what the case is. But if you want to start talking about politicians who might be vulnerable to blackmail, I don't know, maybe the candidate who every month we find out about another child that he was hiding and has threatened people's lives, and who has pressured people to have secret abortions. Like, look, I think blackmailing someone for any of that is obviously awful, but he apparently is a guy with a lot of secrets in his past. And if I were a foreign power looking to influence a senator, that's the sort of thing maybe I'd be looking into. And that doesn't bother them literally at all. No, the voice to text thing, that's what bothers them. The fact that he uses something that comes standard on my Pixel, that's what keeps them up late at night on Fox News.
They like you said, they want to paint Fetterman as some kind of a cyborg, I guess. But they have to understand that a lot of these attacks that they've levied against him actually make people on Twitter be like, oh wow, based. And now he's even cooler. Like who wouldn't love to see a John Fetterman cyborg that could go into the Senate and serve for the next 100 years? That's the kind of guy I want to see running for the Senate. But no, it is abysmal. And every election cycle, it just gets so much worse. Like as bad as things are right now with these attacks and the people they're going after, and the fact that, we can attack for medical conditions, we can attack the sexuality of your wife. Imagine how bad it's gonna be 2 years from now. 2 years from now, we're gonna look back at 2022 and be like, well, things were far more civil then. And it's terrible right now, but it's gonna get worse every single year. So I think folks need to buckle up because this is nothing compared to what will be coming in 2 years.
Yeah, I agree. I've just been waiting for, I've said for a while, I'll be brief, but Trump inspired people like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Greene to think, I guess I could be a politician too. Imagine who they're going to inspire. Everyone brace yourself for 2 years from now.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.